Whoosh, there's a mystery afoot. Oh my god, you guys, it's time for yet another recommended camp classic, an essential gay viewing for all of you. I'm, of course, talking about the classic 80s comedy film, Clue.
Clue. It's not just a game anymore.
Yes, starring Tim Curry, Leslie Ann Warren, Christopher Lloyd, Madeline Kahn, Eileen Brennan. There are so many great names and actors in this movie. Like, this is one of those top-notch films that, again, we can talk about because it has a very complicated history as far as production goes. Now, this movie was initially supposed to be directed and written by
the director Jonathan Landis, who you might know from American Werewolf in Paris or Michael Jackson's Thriller.
A wonderful comedic director, but he had a problem. He wanted to do a movie about Clue, but he didn't know what the fuck to make it about. Like, it's about a board game. Like, what do you do? Like, what am I going to do with this? How do I take this popular game and turn it into a long narrative film? Well, he got some help, and they pieced together what they could, and a lot of the initial castings in this will shock you. Like, I saw the original cast for a lot of this stuff. I was like, oh, wow, really? And what we ended up with ended up being a wonderful combination of chaos that really worked in the best possible way. When it comes to Clue, one of the things you think about mainly is that Tim Curry fucking rocks this movie. Like, this is one of his top 10 best performances you will ever see. And it's crazy to think that, like, he almost wasn't the star of this movie. They wanted John Cleese, but John Cleese was not a big enough name here, so they went with Tim Curry instead. But there are a lot of people, like Mr. Bean was eventually approached for this at one point. Like, there's a lot of really interesting names that came up before Tim Curry's, and they weren't even sure about him. And it's crazy to imagine this film without him as Wadsworth. Like, it's crazy to think. And I think this movie's been on my mind a lot because, as you all know, as James Mansfield, I've been acting in Clue X, the burlesque parody here in Las Vegas. And I've just been loving Clue. It's been basically my life every weekend for the past couple of months now. So I'm very much well engulfed in this world of Clue. It's like constantly bouncing back and forth in my mind. But I revisit this film a ton of time and I realize just how much I actually really do like it. I initially saw it on Comedy Central one night back in like the early 2000s. My parents stopped at it and left it on. And we watched it, and I remember really, really liking it. And, like, of course I would like this movie. It's so camp. It's so stupid. It's very, very silly.
If I was the killer, I would kill you next. Huh? I said if.
A lot of the jokes they make in this, if you kind of have to be there. Like, you have to really love slapstick, just dumb humor. Lots of, like, wordplay. If you're really big on wordplay, this movie is the movie for you.
Well, it's a matter of life after death. Now that he's dead, I have a life.
And it's one of those films, like, either you love it or you just don't understand what all the hype is about. I'm in the camp of I love it. I truly do. I think it's also because I've always loved murder mysteries, and I love, like, mysteries that are very camp and don't take themselves very seriously. And this is very much like the epitome of a cozy murder mystery. There is some violence in it, but it's, like, very soft violence. Like, you don't really actually see any kind of real blood. It's not bloody. It's more about the comedy and the performances of the actors and a lot of the really strong, tight acting choices that happen with this. Let's talk about it, okay? Like, the plot is not really that important. It's Clue. They're all trying to figure out who murdered Mr. Body, and chaos ensues. We gotta talk about the performances because the performances are truly what stick out. Like I mentioned before, Tim Curry is at, like, top form in this movie. Like, the way he bounces around, throws himself on the floor, slaps people, like, you're gonna love it. Like, the certain choices he makes, the way he delivers lines, just stick with you. And you'll be, like, repeating it back and forth. Like, I have plenty of friends where I could just say lines in this movie and they can immediately finish it. Like, it's so good. And Tim Curry is, like, top of form. And one of my first, like, celebrity crushes growing up, like, seeing him in this movie as Wadsworth, loved him. Like, I thought he was so cute. And let's talk about all the other characters. Now, Madeline Kahn probably steals the show in this for a lot of people for a very good reason. Madeline Kahn's an amazing comedic actress, but this is very much different from a lot of the roles she's kind of known for with Mel Brooks films. Like, you know, we're thinking of very campy, glamorous, like, big-titted blonde. In this, she's like the total vamp. Like Louise Brooks, dark bob, fright skin, red lips, and a very tight black dress, which is a nice departure from, like, the Miss White in the game, because in the game, Miss White's like a maid. Like, they composited the maid character into Yvette, played by Colleen Camp. And Mrs. White is like the femme fatale black widow of the group. All of her husbands die in mysterious ways, and she's got, like, a fun Mae Westian kind of one-liner for everything. Like, the way Madeline Kahn just, like, throws lines away is so good, like, in, like, the best way possible. Like she'll just say it, and that's how she said it. Or there's like little moments of quirk that come out, or like the people will like shout at her. She's like, ah, so good. Like I'm obsessed. And of course, flames on the side of my face, which believe it or not is improv. That was not in the script. Madeline Kahn did that all on her own. Like she just came up with it for one of the takes. Let's talk about Miss Scarlet. This is like a life-defining role for me. Okay, when I saw Leslie Ann Warren as Miss Scarlet, who is not my initial choice, because whenever I played Clue, I always imagined Miss Scarlet to be like a Marilyn Monroe, femme fatale, Veronica Lake type. Like she always came off like blonde in a red dress, but Leslie Ann Warren fucking bodies this role.
Miss Scarlet, who's
We gotta talk about it. Like the way she looks in that gown with that gigantic capelet when she walks in, like the fucking Death Becomes Her, Liesel cape when she walks in through the door. Like so fucking good. And this like just dripping metal metallic like silk dress she's in. Oh my God, that sheath was sheathing. And just her lines, like she is so quick and so witty. And believe it or not, she was not a first choice for this. She was a replacement. Like Leslie Ann Warren was actually auditioning for Miss White, which I think she probably wanted dreadful Miss White. Like it'd been so different. Maybe not dreadful, just different. I don't know how that she would approach that role. I'd be interested to see. But she plays Miss Scarlet in this. And this role is initially supposed to be Carrie Fisher. And Carrie Fisher, honestly, probably would have been phenomenal in this. But as we all know, she was going through some problems. She was heavily into drugs and had to go to rehab. So she said, if you could wait for me after I get out, I'd be happy to do your film. But unfortunately, I have to go to rehab. It all leads to good things because from that stint in rehab, she ended up writing Postcards from the Edge, which is an episode for a later date that we will get into. But Leslie Ann Warren was her replacement, and what a wonderful replacement. It's like Margot Channing level of replacements. Like, I can't imagine this movie without her. Like, she's such an essential part of the success of this movie and why it's so funny. And like the way she delivers lines, like her one-liners. Again, it's like sharp as a fucking whip. Like so sharp. And there's other performances from other actors that are also very good. Like Christopher Lloyd, it's a very early film for him. You probably know him from like Back to the Future and other films like that, where he's more recognizable and more distinct. He's very understated in this. And low-key a little sexy. Like he's got a vibe to him. Like he's a perv, but like a fun kind of way. Like, oh my God, this fucking guy. He plays Professor Plum. And he is a fucking creep. For lack of better words, he's a college professor who's a fucking creep. And he's constantly flirting with all the women, especially Miss Scarlet or Miss White. And then there's Colonel Mustard, who honestly, I have kind of a personal connection to because, as you all know, in the version of Clue I do, I play Colonel Mustard. I'm Colonel Mushroom, the composite of that, the parody, you could say. And I remember as a kid not really caring too much for Colonel Mustard. I appreciate him more now, but as a kid, I always thought he was kind of like a killjoy. Like a buzzkill. It's like, oh, this fucking guy. You probably recognize him as Mr. Belding from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. That's probably his most recognizable part. But apparently he's also like a very well-accomplished comedic singer who wrote lots of like really successful music. Like he's a musician before he was an actor. But I know him from Sabrina the Teenage Witch and then this movie. I appreciate him more as an adult. He gives a very, very good performance. He's supposed to be like a spoiled war brat. You can tell, like, he basically is nepotism his way through the ranks of the military. Like, he does not deserve the position he's in, hence why the corruption is there, and he's able to take advantage of the system for his own benefits. Other strange performances, Mr. Body is played by Lee Ving, who's, like, the lead singer of, like, a punk band. I forget, it's, like, Danger or, like, Venom or something like that. Like, I'll put it right here. I forget what the band is, but it's like, oh, okay. How did that happen? Apparently, he was just a friend of a friend that got the part. They said, hey, we need somebody. He's like, okay, I could be there. That's all it took. But yeah, it's wild seeing him in this. But again, another James-defining role in this film would have to be Yvette the maid, played by Colleen Camp. Now, oh my God, the way she is painted into these dresses, like, I have to know, like, what was it like getting inside of these? Because, like, her tits are sitting up to her chin. It's like a shelf. Like a spice rack the way she's walking around. And like her corset is so tight, you can tell she has to move like this. Like she can't really bend. Like poor Colleen, she has to run around in all these outfits and everything. And she's playing a French bit. She has the worst accent. And you can tell like it's a put on accent. Like she's faking it. Like she is not actually French. And it's a good character choice because it makes her all the more suspicious because you're supposed to be like looking at these people like, who is the killer. She's a great red herring for the film. I'm going to basically praise all the women. I'm team girl all the way. Like, I love the girls. Eileen Brennan, holy fucking shit. Miss Peacock, oh my God. Again, I remember as a kid not really feeling her too much, but as an adult, I fucking live, okay? Like, Miss Peacock is everything in this movie. Eileen Brennan, you probably recognize her from Private Benjamin. She was like the hard as nails, like, bitch officer in that. But in this, oh my God, she bodies Miss Peacock. Like, it is so fucking good. All of her quips, all of her one-liners, like, all of her comebacks that she has, and she's like a good, like, bitchy essence to her, where she's got something to fucking say under her breath. Like, she's got a good, like, facade of, like, being that nice society woman that's kind of secretly a fucking bitch. You can tell it's all an act. And this stupid fucking hat she's wearing the entire film with the feathers, that's just constantly in everyone's face. Like, it's all these great character choices you're going to be obsessed with. And Eileen Brennan was actually a star of a different, similar film that came out years earlier, Murdered by Death, which is a very, very similar plot, where it's, instead of, like, Clue, it's all the great detectives from history of fiction all put together in one haunted house setting, like like an Agatha Christie-esque, and then they're a nun scenario. But again, she played a sex pot in that, like basically the gal that's on the arm of Hugh Marlowe. But again, this movie, she's Miss Peacock, and she is everything. Like, her lines in this are great. And let's talk about the deaths, shall we? Now, there is a few murders in this. I won't spoil too much of it, but because you should watch it. But this movie has 3 different endings, and it did not perform very well at the box office because this is one of the very last of, like, the stunty gimmick kind of theater gimmicks. This movie was a very, very big flop in regards that they had a theater gimmick that really backfired on them. Now, whenever you went to the theater back in the 80s to see this movie, depending on where you went, each theater got a different ending, and there's 1 of 3 you could get. You have to see the movie 3 different times at 3 different places and hope you got a different ending, which is a wild way to market a film. Like, oh my God, like, what a fucking risk. It did not pay off. They did not like it because some endings are arguably much stronger than others, I have to say. Like, the strongest one, and what a lot of people feel is the truest ending, is the Miss Scarlet ending. It's the most fulfilling. It's the one you like the most. Or the final ending with Tim Curry. Imagine seeing this movie and not getting the flames on the side of my face speech from Madeline Kahn. That was only in one of the endings. Like, I can only imagine, like, how unsatisfying it had to be to watch that, and that scene's not there. Because it's like a lot of the memorable things that come from this comes together when it all gets composited later, and, like, you know, the VHS release and when it was eventually shown on television, they included all of the final endings with, like, a silent film-esque, like, and then this happened kind of, like, vignette, which honestly made for a stronger film. They should have just kept that gimmick from the start. Like, they should have never split them up and put them separately. But that's neither here nor there. The movie has found a cult following for a very good reason. Like, it's a very funny, silly, dumb movie. It's right up there with, like, I wouldn't want to say like Airplane or something like that. It's a lot funnier and a lot more, like, smarter than Airplane. It's just a very fun, goofy slapstick comedy. And if you're into that sort of thing, definitely check it out. Again, I'm very, very partial to it because at this point, I'm a Clue head. I didn't think I liked this movie as much as I did before. Like, but after doing Clue X, I truly have grown a true appreciation for it. And a true love I really, like, reignited from doing it. Like, I love this movie. And it does it with me. I could watch it all the time and not get bored with it. Like, truly, I mean that. Let me know if you're a Clue head down below. What's your favorite moment? Who was your favorite character? And if you played Clue or Cluedo, depending on where you are in the world, who was your character? Who was it? I'm dying to know. Who'd you pick? For me, I was always Miss Scarlet or Miss White. I always picked them. So, I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all very, very soon. All right? Bye!
Well, it's over now. Click my next YouTube video. Like, comment, and subscribe.